What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 89 of WCW. I am Swarls. We are coming hot off the heels of our first ever Super Viernes last week from Puebla, where we stupidly put Negro Casas and Blue Panther defeating Ultimo and American Love Machine in the main event, instead of Perro Aguayo defeating El Dandy to retain the CMLL Light Heavyweight title. We doubted El Dandy and we paid for it. We'll see how it goes this week. This is the first week. This is the first stream where it's really like, all right, all three brands are cooking. Let's see what's going on. Let's go to the next day here. Chat, I've been thinking about doing a thing. It wouldn't be like now, but maybe like a down the road thing. So like the way that we're doing Super Viernes as like a show that is from Mexico every week, or most weeks. We'll probably do some shows in like Southwest US or some, LA or Texas or whatever. But like most weeks, it's gonna be in Mexico, and it's gonna be like a lucha-based show. Nitro has kind of always been the kind of all Japan brand. I'm kind of wondering if we should just straight up make that a Japan brand and actually run it in Japan. And then maybe take some of the American guys that are used on top there and kind of move them back to Saturday, because this top of the card Saturday is a little thin. Maybe take like the Stings and the Rick Rudes and put them back on Saturday night. That's just something I've been thinking about. We got a 1.11 rating for Saturday night. Okay, sure. Oh, that is not something that would happen tonight. That would be I would have to think when that would even be. Wrestle War and then Slamboree. Slamboree is 2 weeks after that. It would be like after Slamboree at the earliest, at the absolute earliest. USWA snub WWF. WWF has fallen so hard that USWA is like, we're not taking your dev, guys. We're not. Are they like the same size? That would be crazy. I have to know this now. Because WWF fell to medium, right? Yeah, they're medium. Is USWA medium? Small, okay, but they're only one size beneath, I guess. So they're like, you're not big enough to push us around, big dog. If we had dev workers to send them, I would go do that, I guess. You missed USWA telling WWF to shove it with their developmental workers. If we put WWF out of business at some point, is that... Hey, Takada won his MMA fight. Is that the end of the series? Is that like mission accomplished? Or do we just keep going? Hot Property Edge. How old are you? 21? Damn. God, you're fucked. I thought in 95 you'd at least be a teenager. You old sack of shit. He's got the acting, he's got the star quality. 82 star quality is really good. These stats are doo-doo caca poopy, but I assume he can develop. Listen, go work for Jim Cornette. You'll love it. You'll love Louisville. Or I guess Tennessee, whatever. You'll figure it out when you get there. I don't know if Takada is actually back. Like he won his fight, but he might not be back yet. Yeah, he's not back until May, so he's still got a month left. Alright. Let's book a Nitro. No nights off. Oh, this is set to be really big. Where haven't we been in a while? Yeah, March 13th for Tri-State and March 15th Northwest. Let's go Tri-State. Last time we were here, we went to the IZOD Center. Let's go to the Spectrum. Let's go to Philadelphia. I think we still need to farm character ideas. I believe we were doing that last stream. Oh, we are cooking. Okay. Okay. That's 4 good character ideas in a row. 5? I mean, for Terry Gordy. Can we get all good character ideas? Oh, so close. So close. Damn. All right. Great job. Great meeting. Tony Stetson just wants to. You know what? I rarely do this, but I don't really know you, Tony Stetson. Go away. Ray Odyssey wants to hang out backstage. No. Johnny Hotbody is here, and he's openly hostile towards Eddie Gilbert. So, no. Go away. Alright, women's training. Men's training. Paulie yelled at Bobby. Kikuchi yelled at Bobby. Kikuchi, you cannot yell at Bobby, dude. Jericho did a silly game. Jim Ross was in fine form. Dusty passed off stuff to Dustin. Kobashi is traveling with Chaparrita Asari. Okay, alright, I see you. I see you, big dog. Paulie and Sting butted heads. Okay, nothing major. Let's do some team bonding. We created new tension between Sabu and Steve Austin. Not ideal. And we created new tension with Jumbo and Sabu. So Sabu's just kind of a dickhead now. All right. Takada is the kid most most popular in Japan, and honestly, he's way popular here. Let's see, what do we do? Stan Hansen Ultimo beats Steve Austin and Negro Casas. I mean, that's a sick match. Jesse's managing Sabu again, right? Fuck the American Nightmares, sure. Big Van Vader, John Big Cherry Gordy. Noki training montage. Cynthia belt motion, sure. Regal saves own. Okay, so we're definitely doing Regal and Marty Jannetty. We're doing classic TEW booking. Alright. I mean, let's just start with that. Steve Regal. Marty Jannetty. 12 minutes. Give them the storytelling match. Does Regal have to win this? What's the pop situation? It's actually closer than I thought it'd be, but listen, we're putting Steve Regal over Marty Jannetty. That's just... we have to. I guess we could do botched interference to, keep our story going, but... Alright. So we're doing Sabu versus Dustin versus Ron. Or should we just do Sabu versus one of them? Because it very much feels like Dustin and Ron are still on the same side right now. So I don't know, we'd have to come up with a way for them not to be. Or we could just have Sabu, like, take one of them out. Dustin, 80 pop, Ron. It would be Dustin. Or it would be Ron that would get taken out, I think. Okay, let's do this. Match. Sabu versus Ron Simmons. I always think Sabu is going to be good at brawling, and he's not, right? Yeah, he's not. He's good at hardcore. Yeah, which our product isn't even great, I don't think. I'm going to set this to like a double disqualification. This match is basically going to get thrown out because these guys are out of control. It's a wild brawl in our hearts. God damn, Sabu. Oh, Sabu really is a handful, isn't he? He can win, I guess. Let's do Sabu after a distraction by Jesse the Body. And then afterwards, let's do an angle where Sabu, I don't know, Pillmanizes him, I guess? And then, like, Dustin runs out to save him, but it's too late. And then Ron can be mad at Dustin about this, like, you didn't save me in time. Maybe we could do Sabu Dustin at this pay-per-view, and then the next Nitro pay-per-view we could do the triple threat. That makes sense. Sabu Pillmanizes Ron. Dustin is late making the save. Ron is hurt. Also, I guess like Jesse's there. He's a bad guy. Title. Oh, we've already set up Casas and Ultimo 2 out of 3 falls. Okay. And then Ultimo and American Love Machine. Alright, okay. I'm gonna do, again, a thing I rarely do. I'm going to do a video package. Let's call this. I guess you'd call it hype. I'm gonna rate them not on. I'm gonna rate them on like character development though. I'm gonna have this be about the tag match with Super Viernes because it was the debut episode of WCW Super Viernes, first episode on TBS. It's kind of just a continuation of the show in Mexico, but it's on TBS now, so I think this would be a good time to be like, you know, folks, in case you missed the debut episode of Super Viernes on the Superstation, here's what you missed, and then we kind of show the finish, and then maybe we get a little thing from Ultimo being like, you know, Negro Casas, you know, me and you, Wrestle War 2 out of 3 falls, I'm going to prove I'm the best light heavyweight in the world, but then to really prove, and then once I'm done with you, American Love Machine, we didn't get along in that tag match, you seem to think you're the best light heavyweight in the world because you have that NWA light heavyweight title. Well, I'd love to get in there and prove you wrong. Okay. Riley, what's up? I think Cynthia Moreno simply we simply continue to use the fact that Cynthia Moreno can have matches against people besides Bull Nakano now. We continue to take advantage of that and just... You know what? I wonder if there's any locals. We're in the tri-state. That's a big area. We got a couple. Beulah. I will say most of them are either valets or auto gens. Oh, this lady did like Live Wire with Todd Pettengill. I can't believe I remember that. How's the third show doing? We've still only done one episode. All right, one of these auto gens is about to have a match with Cynthia Moreno. Oh, no, none of them are good at selling. Our best one seems to be this one here, Andrea Loudon. Monster Factory graduate, October '92. Actually, you know what? She would probably have a better match with the luchadors we brought in. That would probably make more sense. Why isn't anyone showing up on the roster? What's happening? Hello? Alright, I don't know what that was about. Cynthia Moreno. Bucket, what's up? Who's better, Diabolica or Fugitiva? Ooh, Fugitiva. Okay. I might tell them to cook. Did we do this? No, we didn't do this exact match. Cool. Y'all cook. As always, Bull at ringside. And then we'll hit him with the old belt motion. Tried and true. Surely Don has chemistry with Lance and Jericho. I wouldn't be so sure. Alright, we should figure out a main event for the show, because so far I've just spoke to undercard stuff. Alright, we got Pillman. We got the Stinger. It's too early to just do the old, like, champions versus challengers match. And I think we've already literally done Pillman and Bigelow versus Sting and Vader fucking twice. We could loop Kobashi in. We could loop Kobashi in. No more, no more companies to buy. The only reason I would maybe even buy another company would be maybe if like a UWF or something died, we could make that our dev instead of Smoky Mountain because they have like better TV deals. Because Smoky Mountain only has TV in one market and we can't get it better TV. But even then, that's a pretty like niche reason. Sting, Big Van Vader, and Kenny Kobashi. Taking on Brian Pillman, Bam Bam Bigelow, Mitsuharu Misawa. Have I run this exact match? I think I might have. No. Alright, great. Awesome. Love that for me. Who needs the juice? Let's see. Pillman is neutral. Kenta is good. Misawa is poor. That's surprising. All right, let's give Misawa a win here. Misawa. We've had Kobashi being trained and like slapped around, but I guess he's gonna have to train harder. We'll do another fucking training montage next week. He's not ready. What's going on with Jumbo and Gordy? They've been having a lot of matches. They've been having a lot of matches and having a lot of brawls. All right, let's do a segment setting up their match at the pay-per-view. Setting up Gordy, Jumbo at Wrestle War. Seems like Eric Bischoff would be in the ring for this. Let's send. I don't know if Terry's good at talking, but hey, we're about to find out. Jumbo like shouldn't be, but he'll be fine. All right, we need 20 more minutes. 20 more minutes. We've done nothing with the world title match for the pay-per-view. All right, well that seems like something we should fix. Let's go back to locals. Let's look at dudes this time. Who wants to do a job for either Stan or Steve Austin? Look for someone with good selling. Would prefer to be like actually good. Gabe Sapolsky, what are you doing here? George Hines. George Hines, didn't we use you in Japan once? Am I? Glenn Ruth. Glenn Ruth would be a great jobber. I mean, we know for a fact Glenn Ruth is a great jobber. Let's get him out there. Let's make you a heel. Which means you are getting squashed by Stan. Good luck, kid. Yes, that's why we booked George Hines. Because Bobby Fulton... I think Bobby Fulton might have asked us to? I don't remember the exact reason. Anyway, Stan's going to beat him. I don't even think we need to put Steve at ringside because this won't increase the heat. And then let's just have them fight for 5 minutes afterwards. Let's just leave this serious. Okay, we do have like 7 minutes left if we want to squeeze a promo onto the show. I don't know. I think we're good though. I will do this. Let's go back to the ladies. Dawn Marie. Go out there. It'll probably be easier to do it this way. Let's get you some clients. Let's give you... where the fuck is her client thing? Managing your clients. There we go. Why don't you go out there with Jericho and Lance on the pre-show and see if you can cook something up? Can you talk? No, you can't talk. You're literally just out there to, like, look hot. Alright, well, putting a hot girl out there could help those guys. It's never hurt before. You guys can wrestle. The world-renowned team of Booker T and Johnny Smith, Ebony and Ivory. Would Puerto Rico have any carry for us for what? 8. Let's have Jericho, pin Booker. Alright, let's put this in some kind of order. Let's open with Sabu versus Ron Simmons. And then the Pillmanizing angle. And then we're going to take this. We're going to put this up here. And then fucking bing bong. That's it. I don't know what this shows. No idea. 989. I got scared the last second. Let's say 89. Dawn Marie didn't add anything, and she wasn't good at anything, so we're probably not going to hire Dawn Marie. Isn't Glenn Ruth one of the headbangers? He sure is. That's why I knew he was a good chopper. 85. Okay, good. Good opener here. Only advancing, so this is a hot storyline. Okay. Jesse did not do good. Jesse was literally just there to be like, get him, Sabu, get him. He was bad at that, apparently. So that's great. Uh, 70. Glenn Ruth was rusty. Wow, okay. That's alright. Whoever told me in the chat, I think it was Zodiac, but it might have been someone else. Whoever told me, like, your fighting things aren't long enough really saved my ass on these. Because I always used to make these, like, 2 minutes, and they would do dog shit. Because, like, who wants to see people just kind of walking around and brawling for 5 minutes? Or so I thought. But since then, they all get, like, 90s. Uh, 66? Okay. This was fine. Largely helped by Cynthia Moreno being good and Bull Nakano standing at ringside. And then, oh, that title motion. 72 for this video promo kind of thing. This is why I don't really do these that often. They don't do very well. 79 for Regal and Jannetty, sure. Another 79 for this. I'll take that. Terry Gordy invented a new catchphrase that will likely boost his microphone ability. Great. Print that on a t-shirt, whatever it is, unless it's offensive. But it's a catchphrase, so probably not. It's probably fine. Whoa! We got a 99 main event! With Sting, Vader, and Kobashi taking on Misawa, Brian Pillman, and Bam Bam Bigelow. I mean, saying that out loud, that does sound like a kick-ass six-man tag, but woo! I didn't see that coming. These guys fucking cooked. Any notes here? I assume it's just everyone did good. Bam Bam penalized for physical condition. That's about the only bad note we got. 96. I mean, yeah, when your men think it's a 99, that's gonna be a good show. That's gonna be a good show. They went big for Philadelphia. Ooh, almost made $1 million. Went up in the tri-state with that sick-ass show. I still don't know why we're not going up in Mexico for these shows. Nick thinks we might be on like a cool-down period, but I don't know. Because I double-checked and we are... For Nitro and events and Saturday night, we are on Canal 5, and then we are on Televisa for Super Viernes. AWF Puerto Rico has made a contract offer to Giant Warrior. Sure, man. Book him as much as you want. Jimmy Jet has been hired by APW on a handshake deal. Sure. Nobuhiko Takada competed and won in his MMA fight. Listen, he is in fact Kimbo Slice popular in Japan. Very, very popular, man. Honestly, very popular here. Honestly, one of the biggest stars in the world. Very popular everywhere. Crazy. Totally crazy. Steve Regal thinks La Fugitiva needs to learn how to sell and that we shouldn't push her. Alright, well that's rude. What do y'all think Terry Gordy's catchphrase is? Just out of curiosity, I gotta know now. What companies are doing bad? AAA. We don't need to buy another lucha company. These Canadian companies dying could, in theory, but like I don't think any of them have any pop. Yeah, none of them are popular. Yeah, this is fucking nothing. Cleveland All Pro, nope. FMW. I mean, there's literally no reason to buy FMW. I know everyone wants me to buy FMW, but we are currently more popular in Japan than FMW is. And 22 in the Midlands, that doesn't help us much. Kevin Nash was Booker of Canadian Wrestling Federation? Hell yeah. We don't have to buy FMW just to take Hayabusa. If FMW dies, we'll sign him. Yeah, there's nothing really that would make sense for us currently. We could probably sign Hayabusa to a handshake deal right now. I actually don't know if that's true. He might be under, like, exclusive handshake with FMW. Oh, brother, we bought CMLL like 5 streams ago. How is WWF doing? Bad. They fell to medium last stream. Let's look at what their most recent superstars looked like. They got an 80. Not great. Hogan and Jake the Snake beat the Boss Man and Undertaker. They're just... It's so funny. Because, like, in real life, 1992 WWF and 1995 WWF are really different. Like, 1992 looks like this, and then, but, like, 95 is, like, the new generation, and it's all, like, Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels matches, but that has, like, not happened in this universe. It is still Hulk Hogan and Jake the Snake and the Big Boss Man, and Conan's there, too. And the Ultimate Warrior and the Legion of Doom are defeating people. Alright. Alright. We always kind of stick southeast. Let's go southeast for Saturday night. It's been a whole month since we've been there. And last time we went to Orlando. That's not even really the South. Let's go to Alabama. I don't know, give me a finish maybe? Big gamble for Scott Steiner, don't need that. Another big gamble, don't need that. You know, give me an angle idea. I never asked for those. Hey, a near certainty. You got more of those? Gamble, no. Near certainty, okay, alright. That's pretty good. Jerry Gray. I don't know you, Jerry Gray. Oof. Oof. Ugh, not interested. Old B. Ryan Blair. You know what? B. Ryan Blair did used to work here back in the 92 era. He was a gatekeeper for us for a while. Yeah, you can come hang out, B. Ryan Blair. Okay. Gary Albright and Don Callis had to be separated. Don, brother, what are you doing? Get the hell out of there. Paul Smoke. Yeah, we've really like ruined ECW by just simply keeping Paul Heyman and Eddie Gilbert too. He was, he was booking ECW and kind of making it more hardcore before Paul got there. But we have both of them in WCW, so that is not happening. ECW is still just like a weird Northeast indie. Stan Hansen and Ric Flair got into a heated argument. Stan, why are you here? Battle Cat and Doug Gilbert butted heads, sure. Eddie Gilbert was in fine form. Speak of the devil. Sherry Martel was just fun to be around. Bobby Heenan and Eddie Gilbert helped create a fun and relaxed atmosphere after finding a karaoke machine. All right, man. Sure. I'm not doing any of this time. All right. What did we do last stream? Steamboat declines Flair's offer. They go out on town. Video next week, dummy. I'm glad I looked at this. We need a vignette of Ricky Steamboat out on the town with the Four Horsemen having the worst time of his life, just being absolutely miserable. Terry Slinger by DQ. Richard Slinger. Terry Funk is a garbage wrestler and he is beneath me. Sure. Arn Anderson defeated Steve Armstrong. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, Arn cooked with that promo last week. Sherry hits on Hennig backstage. Yes. Okay. Cactus Beat Razor. Battle Cat returns. Gets into a big fight with Cactus. Thank God. Tenor and Martel beat the Italians. Yeah, we're slowly building them up. Dan, I'm not a coward. Oh, Dan Severn. I was like, who the fuck is Dan? Funk and Slinger had bad chemistry. Thank you. That would explain why that match was so bad. Eddie Guerrero and the Steiner brothers went to a double countout with Randy Savage and the Coven. Oh, that was Randy's last match on this brand. Farewell, sir. All right. Let's do 6 minutes outside broadcast video pre-tape. I would say this is like character development. Just what I said. It's like Ric Flair trying to show Ricky Steamboat out on the town. They're going to like fancy restaurants. They're going to bars. The Horsemen are all, you know, they're all drunk and laughing and having a good time. And Steamboat, the whole time Steamboat's just like, hey man, I gotta be home by 10 o'clock. I gotta put my kids to bed, man. Like, can we please go home now, you know? And they're like, ah, come on, you're having a good time, Steamboat. And he's not. He's having the worst time. To the point where he does eventually get up and leave. And then they're all like, what's his problem? Steamboat has the worst night of his life. Hanging out with the Horsemen. Alright. As we are building Arn Anderson for a title match with Austin for 2 pay-per-views from now, I think he should continue simply winning matches. And I believe we have quite a few people that he can continue to simply beat. Such as Al Perez, who's already here on the list. If you could buy any company besides WWF in the game, what would you buy? Whatever the biggest company in like the UK is, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what that would be. Because that's like the one place WWF is still beating us. They're extremely popular in the UK, and we have like nothing there. We have like a 2 in the UK. What else did I want to do? Got sidetracked. Oh, and then we had Eddie get spooked out by the casket. Sure. Okay. Because I was just thinking, we didn't do anything with Eddie and Vampiro. No, we did. We spooked him with the casket. Sure. All right. Let's have Eddie cut a promo. Let's call this storyline development. We can get TV in the UK because the Turner thing only blocks us from getting other stations where they have coverage. So they're only in the United States, so we can't get other TV deals in the United States. We can totally get TV deals in the UK. The problem is we don't have any pop there. We have like 2 pop in the UK, so no one wants us. Anyway, this is Eddie Guerrero cutting a promo about, like, I don't know what kind of voodoo bullshit you've got going on, Vampiro. Not Eddie Guerrero, that's me. I'm Eddie Guerrero. I don't know what kind of voodoo bullshit you got going on, Vampiro, but I know when me and you get in the ring again, I'll beat you 1, 2, 3 like last time. A worldwide tour would draw like shit. Outside, like, doing Nitros or Saturday nights in the UK, we would get like 50 people there. And it would take months. Like, it's not worth it. Especially when we have like 90 pop in the US and Japan and like 80 pop in Mexico. Eddie, quote, isn't scared. He's saying he's not scared. He's scared. We're currently spamming house shows in Canada. Hoping, and it's very slow moving. We're going up like 1 point every 3 weeks or something. Okay. Well, I want to keep doing this slow burn on the Sherry Kurt Hennig Avalanche thing. So I want Kurt Hennig to simply beat a heel. Again, we have plenty of those. We have plenty of heels he can simply beat. This is a job for George South. Unless he's already simply beaten George South. No, never. Great. I'm going to give this the storytelling match because we're going to have Sherry Martel at ringside watching this. And, but not like a watching this and taking notes. Watching this and like swooning, you know? She's like, she seems enamored with Mr. Hennig. I almost didn't set Kurt to be the victor. It probably would have worked out fine, but let's let's make sure. Thunder to do a Tenru and Martel. So Tenru and Martel are technically out on the town this week with Flair and Steamboat. Oh, I guess it's a vignette. They could be back from that. Dr. Death hasn't showed up yet, has he? Oh, you know what? We had fucking Battle Cat come back, and I think we just need to blow this off because this is not the pay-per-view match. So let's just have U.S. title match. So many, so many titles. Let's just do the blow-off here. Cactus Jack and Battle Cat. Ideally, I would love to put this as like the main event of the show because it's a title match, but it won't do well. So I'm gonna give them 12. I'm going to have Cactus win. I want to end the storyline. Actually, you know what? This is just called U.S. title. We can keep it going. Do you think you get The Rock when he's a... I mean, probably not. If we do, he's just going to go into dev for like 4 years. Has Steve Williams showed up on this brand since we moved him? He did. He beat Tracy Smothers and then was like, I'm here to kick ass on Saturday night. All right, we did do that. Okay. All right, well, he's going to come out after... Let's add him to that U.S. title storyline. We did. Okay, great. Let's do after the match. Dr. Death, he's not gonna run in and attack or anything. He's just gonna like show up at the top of the ramp and have a stare down. So let's say like working the crowd for him and Cactus. Let's call this hype. Dr. Death stare down with Cactus. Dr. Death and Cactus are going to have a fucking crazy brawl. Can't wait. Can't wait. Boy, I need to figure out a main event for this show, and it's the Steiners doing something. I don't know what. The Steiners and their friend Ken Shamrock taking on Dan Severn and Avalanche and Steve Austin, question mark? That's... Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. Avalanche, Dan, and the world champion, Steve Austin. Having a rare, like, I'm in this I don't really have anything to do with this match, but I'm a heel, and I'm here. Who needs it? Ken needs it. All right, let's do. You know what? I wouldn't mind. No, that's too much for that. Let's just have Ken beat Dan. And we'll do botched interference from Harley Race, who, as we all know, is Dan's manager now. Okay, great. Vampiro. I would like to give Vampiro and Mortis a victory, since we are trying to build them up as a tag team. This looks like another job for the attack. I don't think I have booked the Z-Man in like. I'm actually curious. The last time I booked the Z-Man, let's book the Z-Man. Z-Man's one of those guys that I kind of forget he's here. The Z-Man and his good friend Todd Champion. We have not booked him since February, where he teamed with Kamala and Rowdy Piper to take on the Four Horsemen. What was I cooking? Oh, those guys were on short terms. I was just having them job out. Sure. And then since then, him and Italian Stallion lost to Dave Finlay and Terry Funk in November. Yeah, oof. 6 minutes. Mortis can defeat Todd Champion. Thanks for coming, Z-Man and Todd. Alright, so we were going to do a feud with Terry Funk and Richard Slinger, but they didn't have chemistry. So what are we doing now? Maybe Richard Slinger could get a tag team partner? I don't know if there's anyone... Who's in Dev? Alex Wright is a heel. Brian Armstrong. PCO is a heel. PCO, I mean, he's 27. Skills-wise, he's probably one of the most ready. He's just not popular. Victor Kruger is also 29. It might... well... What's he getting? 39's not ideal. PCO... You are getting 48s. It's a little better. Alright, we're going to borrow PCO, and we're going to do a dark match with PCO teaming with Richard Slinger and see what happens. Oh, you want the vampire? The funny thing about, like, this PCO... Where did he go? Oh, he's just Carl. Yeah, like that, like Frankenstein PCO is very like modern. This is just like normal guy PCO, but I guess we could get ahead of the curve and make him a vampire if this Richard Slinger tag team doesn't work out. Now this is a job for the Italians. Hey, forget about it. We'll give Richard Slinger a win. It does not matter who he beats. I suppose we'll just have Terry Funk cut a promo in the hopes that this continues. You know, I just imagine the Terry Funk, Richard Slinger, who do you think you are? I was pinning people's shoulders to the mats for you, or even a speckle in your father's eye. And we still have like 7 minutes. Alright. Let's do a promo before the main event with the heels, because that's a funny team. Actually, let's do the baby faces. Fired up, yelling. So that's Scott. Rick is there. Ken is talking. That's not great. Now let's see if he can talk. Fuck it. Dan off screen. There's Ken hype main event. No, Tully left us for UWF. Believe it or not, he is out chilling with fucking Herb Abrams. Wow, we still have a minute? Okay. There you go. He was gonna leave for WWF, and then I was gonna let him go to WWF, and then UWF made him an offer, and he took that. It was fucking insane. I couldn't believe it. I don't think we want to open with this Steamboat vignette, but like nothing else is a great opener. I kind of booked a bunch of squash matches. Let's open with these guys hyping the main event. Like, hey guys, later tonight, there's going to be this great match. And then we'll do Kurt Angle, George South. Sure. Sure. I think this is getting like an 87 unless the main event 6-man tag is somehow a 99 again. But I don't think that'll happen this time. So I'm going to say an 87. Joey Maggs is looking very stale. Yeah, I bet. Richard Slinger got a 73. That's pretty good, though. For a guy who has just been used as like an undercard, good hand guy, getting a 73 is quite good. Okay. Okay. Scott did a bad job and it didn't matter. That's fine. Ken Shamrock clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script. Ken did a good job. 70, George South also looking stale, sure. 86 for Terry Funk just telling Richard Slinger to go pound sand. Alright, I like that. I got a 70 here. Another classic squash match rating. As we slowly try to get our boy Mortis over. 82. Like I said, glad this wasn't a main event. This would not have cut it. Although I do like putting mid-card title matches in main events. This just would not have done it. And then 75 for Dr. Death coming out and doing a stare down. I like to imagine him out here in like his street clothes, but I don't even know. That's like cowboy boots, jeans, some kind of like sleeveless shirt. Or maybe like Zubas in a tank top. I think he might have still been rocking that in 95. We got a 90 for the Eddie Guerrero promo. Good. Good. Dr. Death is rocking a WCW shirt, Tommy Dreamer style. Arn Anderson busting Al Perez's spine. Alright, we got an 84 for our little vignette. I had hoped this would get in the 90s, but I'll take an 84. Look, JPL was here. He was partying with Rick and Tenryu and Martel. Laughing it up. Making Ricky Steamboat regret agreeing to this. Okay, not the 99 we got on Nitro, but a 90 is very good. Not enough selling. Really? 6 dudes at... You know what? Looking at these 6 guys, yeah, none of these guys sell. You know what? That's actually it's actually a fair point. None of these... I was going to say, how could there be 6 guys out here and none of them are selling? And then I looked at the 6 guys and I was like, you know what? True and true. You win this round, TEW. Oh, we got to change Avalanche's gimmick. 91. We've been getting lucky with these mid-card, or these 6-man main events, rather. And this is why I'm 6-man tag pilled. $100,000. Pop recap. Q shoe. Q shoe. This guy's a worker? That looks like a referee if I've ever seen one. On this day, we signed Copeland, and we sent him to Dev. Alright, Cope, see you in like 4 years. Alright, now we gotta figure out what's going on Super Viernes, which is, I have no idea. We'll do it live. Fuck it. What do you think I should do, Paul Diamond? I think you should book Paul Diamond. Hey, now wait a second. Could I check the NWA title history? Where would I even do that? I don't know who has the NWA title. One of the headhunters got injured at a house show. Got chronic knee pain at a house show. Damn. In Quebec in front of 79 fans. That's rough. It's an alliance title. I don't think we're in the alliance though. I still don't know where to find that. Alliances, okay. Alright, National Wrestling Alliance. Titles. Alright, taking bets before I click it. Who do we think the NWA champion is? Let me see who's in this alliance before I check. ECW, IWA Japan, Ladies Major League Wrestling, NWA Florida, NWA UK Hammerlock, Pacific Northwest. I would imagine IWA Japan is their biggest, so I'm going to say it's some Japanese guy. John Kenny. John Kenny. He's an English wrestler. I should have guessed some British guy. Oh, that's rough. He's not even particularly popular in the UK. That's rough. That's rough. Let's see, Billy Black, Mike Miller, Sandman. Someone guessed Sandman. He did have the title for a little bit, from February '93 to October '93. 6 defenses for old Sandman. Eddie Gilbert had the title, and then we signed him, and he vacated it. And then yeah, that's all these are from before that, obviously. Honestly, since this save started in 1992, this is a diabolical list of people. Since the save started, it's been Vacant, Eddie Gilbert, Vacant, Sandman, Mike Miller, Billy Black, John Kenny. Rough. Rough. At least you got Ivory with the women's title. That's something. I'm glad we checked that. Thank you, John Kenny. All right, here we go. Super Viernes. All right. We did Centro. We're pretty much 79 in all of them. Although I will say, Noreste seems to be the only other. Well, actually, we need to be looking for smaller venues than this. We need like 9K for Mexico. But it still seems like looks like we're going to be doing a lot of shows in Centro and Noreste because these other ones don't seem to have venues the size we need. All right, let's go to Noreste. 19K, that is humongous. Okay, we're going to Plaza de Toros Monumental, which I think is also where we ran for the World Tour we did in AEW. I'm going to use a character idea for, like, every wrestler I book on this show. We're going to book the show, and then you're going to remind me to, like, give everyone that I booked character ideas. Right, chat? Don't need a big gamble for Scott Steiner, though. Locker room incidents, this should be good. Rey Bucanero has showed up, and he is Pirata Morga's sibling. So, sure. Come on in. La Seductora has showed up. Doesn't seem to be friends with anyone, but sure. Miguelito Perez lifted the locker room by making a funny game. Alright. Miss Swan right in the backstage area by simply being so cheerful. Gordon Soley? Why are you here? Oh, Stooge. Paraguayo has been grumbling for the better chief enforcer. You know what? I haven't checked any of that stuff since I bought CMLL. We might have better options with some of these CMLL guys. I probably should look at that. Pero might be right. Super Astro is being influenced by Ricky Steamboat. That seems good. That seems like a good thing. That's a good person to be influenced by. Let's do an open forum. Wow, a lot of people, a lot of the luchadors are already mad at me. What I do? What I do? All right. So Savage just kind of showed up last week. So I think he needs to cut a promo. So I think... also, I need to... We're actually using our... Lucha Resu product this week. So we need a high spots or steal the show match. Won't be a problem. And we need a tech masterclass. Won't be a problem. Alright, so that's fine. Let's send Randy Savage out there with Pero. Basically, Savage comes out. I imagine gets a bunch of heat. Says, you know, I came here to Super Viernes to prove I'm the top dog in wrestling, so I went right after the biggest guy here, Pero Aguayo. Then Pero Aguayo's going to come out and speak Spanish at him. I don't know what he's going to say. This probably has to end in a fight. I don't see any way this doesn't end in 2 minutes of brawling. So let's put that in there. Savage promo leads to brawl. Alright, great. Alright. So I'm looking for a tag team to wrestle Atlantis and Blue Demon Jr. So those guys are faces. So we will need a heel tag team. El Dandy was very good last week, so we should probably consider something for El Dandy, though I don't know what. Are Oro and Plata a tag team? They look like a tag team. I'm gonna book them as a tag team. Okay. Neither of them are recognizable, so ideally we would put a recognizable person in this match. Although, like I said, we could just go crazy using, what do you call, character ideas. I bet Lasertron and Chavo have chemistry, right? That seems like a safe bet. Uh, 10 minutes. Cook. Victor. Oro. Alright, and then we have to book a Tech Masterclass every week, which might become annoying, but we do have a lot of the best technical wrestlers in the world, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Yeah, Chavo-tron. In fact, we should probably make some sort of, I don't know, we should probably just put like, oh, Sasuke is 7285 tech. I didn't think his tech would be that high. Norman has super good tech. A lot of these guys have really good tech. This really won't be a problem. What heals? Oh, Blue Panther is a heal. You love to see it. Alright, Blue Panther. I mean, I kind of love him and Hamada, although Hamada does not have as high tech as I thought he would. I mean, Norman would be really fun too. Oh, this will be a Tech Masterclass. I'm going to have Blue Panther get a tainted win. Let's start a storyline here. I can't wait until we have like tag team and 6-man tag tech master classes. It's gonna be so dumb. I'm so into it. Norman will be upset after the match. We'll just do double working the crowd. Okay. We have. We're doing Connect and Super Astro for the heavyweight title. They had a 6-man tag last week that Connect won. So we could, I guess. Do y'all promo? Connect? Yeah, a little bit. Super Astro? No, not really. Okay. El Connect promo. He wants the CMLL World Heavyweight title. Simple stuff. Okay. Alright, you know I ended the other shows with 6-man tags, so you know this one's getting a 6-man. I mean, it just goes without saying. And we need some people that are going to be over. So I'm thinking Atlantis and Blue Demon Jr. and another babyface. Who else is recognizable? The only one's going to be like Rowdy Piper, which is not ideal. It's not really what I'm looking for here. Although, I don't know, maybe. Who do we have for heels? El Dandy, Pirata Morgan, and Villano. You know, this wouldn't be a bad way to set up a tag match if we wanted to do, like, Villano and Pirata or El Dandy and Pirata or something like that. I don't know. Let's put Ryo out here. Main event. Oh, yeah. Yeah, El Dandy is fucking god in Mexico. Okay. Also super good at tech. All right. Maybe he's too good to be in a tag team then. Maybe we should go with like Pirata Morgan and Villano as the tag team. Although he's a lot less popular. I don't think Atlantis would lose. Maybe it has to be El Dandy. I mean, he's more popular than these guys. Alright. Let's give El Dandy a win over Blue Demon. Open. I guess we'll do Tainted here. He's a Rudo. Let's end with El Dandy belt motion. That's what we all want. El Dandy working the crowd. Atlantis. Blue Demon. I would like American Love Machine to win a match. So let's do American Love Machine versus... It's either Kato Kung Lee Jr. or Taka. They're both pretty good. I would imagine he has a lot more pop. Yeah, but at the same time, if this is just a squash, whatever. Let's give him Taka. Let's give him Taka and make this open. Why not? In fact, maybe I'll have these guys steal the show instead of that tag match. Yeah, I'm going to have these guys steal the show. Steal the show. American Love Machine. You know what? Make it for the NWA Light Heavyweight title. Why not? And then after the match, he's going to hold up his belt and look into the camera, just like a quick thing. You know, Ultimo Dragon, I'm coming for you, etc. Yes. Love Machine wants Ultimo. And then we got 6 more minutes. Okay. Everyone's being used too much. Cool, 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 cool. Steve Austin is here. Steve Austin has not... Let's have Steve Austin show up. That's fun. Steve Austin makes his debut on Super Viernes. Says no one here is on his level. Just gonna come out and talk shit. And then, as mentioned, we are going to do character ideas for everybody. But in particular, we really need them for, like, Love Machine and Taka. Because those guys, neither one of them are recognizable. So let's do near certainty. Success. Very warm, cool. Taka has hot momentum, so he should be good. Right? Let's see, who else? Atlantis will be fine. Oh, Lasertron, Chavo, Oro, and Plata. They all need them. Okay, warm. We want very warm. Did that not work? What even happened there? Deploy, yes. I don't know what's happening. It's like not going through. Chavo has cold momentum, so he really needs it. Deploy, yes. Success. Okay, now, but he still has cooled momentum. Oh, because he was cold before. Oh, geez. Maybe we should try Oro and Plata. Neutral momentum. Very warm. Okay, that'll be fine. Success. Okay, very warm. Cool, 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 cool. I guess if Connect is cutting a promo, he might need it. Like, the crowd probably doesn't want to watch a guy they don't care about cut a promo. Although they might. Connect might. Yeah, Connect's recognizable. What about Norman and Blue Panther? Oh, Blue Panther's unimportant? Oh, we gotta fix that. Come on, safe bet. Come on, safe bet. Okay. Very warm. Cool. I think that was all the good ones. I don't think I want to give one to Norman if it's... Wow, we had so many and we used all of them. Oh, man. Alright, we will keep grinding those. I think we got... I think we have it so we're not going to get dinged on anything. We can open with the Steve Austin promo. Actually, we should probably open with Savage and Pero. That's what this crowd would care about more. Change Panther's gimmick? What was his gimmick? Classic. Oh, he's awful at it. It's far too soon to consider changing his gimmick. Cool. Alright. Let's do Pero Savage. Then we need to do our Tech Masterclass. And then let's do Love Machine and Taka. That's fine. Oh, let's have these guys. Let's have this just be regular and open. A lot of talking around this part of the show. I have no idea what this is gonna get. 86? I don't know. What did we get last week? Like an 81 or something like that? We got 83. I mean, as long as we do better than 83, I think that's progress. I'll say an 85. I don't know. I don't think this main event is part of any storyline, but we can... Although, I don't know if that matters for this product. I should actually check that. Oh, it's only showing me NWA. No, that's not what we're doing. We're doing Lucha Wrestler on this brand. Fuck. Alright. That's weird that it doesn't show you the one for the brand you're currently working under. Like, because this is all useless. Oh, also, they expected 80% matches, and I only gave them 66. So that's also something to think about for next time. I can simply just book matches on this brand, and that will be fine. If I just book a bunch of wrestling, no one will care. Because with the promos we booked, we, like, barely made it. I guess we're just going to find out if I need a storyline in the main event. That's one way to do it. 77. Okay, I had hoped this would do better. I don't know if Pero is good at talking, and I don't know how... Although Macho's been giving us weird ratings the whole time. I was hoping he'd do better in Mexico, but doesn't look like it. 79 for Panther and Norman. Good. I'll definitely take that. Then a 53 for Norman kicking the ropes. No one cared about that. That's fine. That checks out. A 75 for American Love Machine and Taka. They have great chemistry. Okay, cool. Love Machine is getting better at his gimmick. Good. 62 for him talking into the camera. 65 for a Connect promo. Sure. $74. This did good. It had nothing to do with Chavo. Chavo was kind of cheeks in this match. And we didn't even get like a tag bonus for Lasertron and Chavo. This is really all Oro and Plata and Lasertron. Actually, Lasertron is the best wrestler. But a good match. 93 Steve Austin promo. What? 93 Steve Austin promo. What? They love me here in Mexico. What? I'm a star all over the world. What? Oh, yeah. This was fine. I actually don't know how this got a 91 because the math isn't mathing, but we take it. Who will be El Dandy's partner? We changed gimmicks. Oh, right. Yeah, sure. This is the first time we booked him. Yeah. And it's awful. Cool. And then 75 for this. 84. Oh, we got yelled at for everyone being used too much. Sure. I did say that if we did score higher than last week, I'd be happy, and we scored 1 point higher than last week. So, I can't be too mad. But yeah, this is one of the things that's annoying about this setup we have, where we're an American company running shows in Mexico every week. Because to the Mexican crowd, like, that main event killed. But to our, like, American audience watching on TBS, they were like, I don't know who Rayo de Jalisco is. Why was he in the main event? You know, like, we have to balance those two things. Not making as much money on these shows doesn't make sense. We're drawing like half the crowds in Mexico right now, but we'll get there. We'll get there unless we don't. Giant Warrior got his booking. Good for him. Oh, Steve Austin's got an opinion. I'm sure this is great. Chavo needs to learn how to sell. What? He's not worth pushing. What? Yeah, we're not. Listen, Steve, he got a 20-something. We're not pushing him. Don't worry about it. I got a 1.45, which is 1 million viewers. I assume that's all in Mexico, but I have no idea. I don't know how to break that down. Independent wrestling from Wyoming. Al Burke and The Simpsons. The Simpsons. There they are. Bart and Lisa. I mean, this is a 1992 mod. We really could have been doing a Simpsons gimmick, right? That's really like that's like peak like Simpsons Mania era, right? We should have hired like Shane Douglas and had him ride his skateboard to the ring and then have him go like, "Eat my shorts, dude," or whatever. Oh, it's not going. Things are not going good for FMW. House show in Ontario. Saturday night figures. You know what? That reminded me. Yeah, he's just working a handshake deal. Hey man, you want to come over here before it goes under? He's probably loyal to FMW. Yeah, he's loyal to FMW. Well, I mean, they're about to go under, so there's really not a reason. Like, I don't think it makes sense to pay millions of dollars just to get Hayabusa. I mean, Married with Children would have also been, like, I think Married with Children was, like, one of the first shows Fox ever ran. I think Married with Children started in, like, 89. I might be wrong about that, though. Carlos left AAA, sure. Malia Hosaka is dating from someone outside the business, sure. Velvet McIntyre is pregnant. All right, congrats, Velvet. All right, let's. How far out am I? 13 days away from Wrestle War. Okay. Oh, Takada always works Mondays for UW. That's why he's on Saturday night. So we have two more Nitros and then a Wrestle War. That's okay. I was just double checking that. Taka needs a gimmick? Yeah, he sure does. He plays Swagger well. All right. He is Taka, motherfucker. I'd say that's it's not safe. Creative, yeah, sure. All right, no nights off. Fine, we'll go to the Northwest this time. So we went to the Tacoma Dome. Well, that means this time we're probably going to Seattle. No, we're just going to the Tacoma Dome. That's the only venue. There's two different Tacoma Domes. One holds a lot more people. Let's go to the Tacoma Dome. We're gonna sell out. All right, guys. Apparently, we need as many character ideas as we can possibly have. So let's keep going. Vampiro doesn't really need them, but sure. Scott Steiner definitely doesn't need them. Randy might need one. I don't know. That wasn't great. Mike Moore. No, go away. Dusty and Dustin. Oh, booking tips. Interesting. Okay. Sabu has been hanging out with Rey Mysterio Jr. That could be good. Training. Bobby Heenan being cheerful. Marty Jannetty did spot-on impressions of his colleagues. Ooh, okay. Somehow I don't believe that. Alright, first thing we're booking, based on last week, Dusty and Dustin promo. Sabu, it's one thing to turn your back on us, but you put Rod on the shelf. I'll see you at Wrestle War, etc., etc. Dustin challenges Sabu to match at Wrestle War. Okay. I fear we have done this exact six-man, but I would like to check. Have we done Rick Rude, Marty Jannetty, and Negro Casas against Owen Hart, Steve Regal, and Ultimo Dragon? Yes, we didn't. We have done this exact six-man tag. We did it about a month ago. All right. All right. No problem. No problem. No problem. This is nothing an all-star eight-man tag can't fix. Casas. You know what? Let's add the women. That's fun. Can they cook? I don't know. Let's not go crazy. 12 minutes. Look at these storylines. Who needs this? Negro Casas needs this. I think Negro Casas maybe he can pin like. Is it possible for him to beat Ultimo Dragon by like count out? Would that be fine? Oh, that is fine. All right, we'll take it. We love a count out finish in our all-star 8-man tags, don't we, folks? All right. All right, we're going to do a segment with Inoki and Kobashi and Misawa. And I guess Ventura wouldn't be there now. He's managing Sabu now. Setting up a match for Wrestle War. Inoki is basically going to yell at Kobashi and tell him he better beat him. And then Misawa is going to be like, yell at him all you want. I don't care. This dude ain't winning. We're doing Kobashi and Misawa on a WCW pay-per-view in 1995. What a world. Also, Antonio Inoki is a big part of the story. Because of course he is. Okay. Have we officially made Vader and Bam Bam officially official? No, they've pretty much exclusively been in fucking tag matches. All right. Let's do a good old Dangerous Alliance promo. So that's Paul Lee. That's Brian Pillman. That's Bam Bam. They will talk shit on the Stinger. And they will talk shit on Vader. And they will mention that Bam Bam and Vader is official for Wrestle War. Typing Wrestle War matches. Bigelow, Vader is official. A lot of talking on this show right now. I'm looking at a real obvious main event. I'm looking at Stan Hansen and Jumbo Tsuruta against Steve Austin and Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Except that Steve Austin and Terry Bam Bam Gordy have awful chemistry. Cool. Uh, hmm. Um, well, next week I'll probably do the Challengers and Champions tag match that I always seem to do on my go home shows. Well, I'll have like, well, that won't really work because those guys, we have face and heels. That won't really work. Well, it would work if Austin teams with the tag teams, but those guys are already wrestling. Maybe if we did Sting and Pillman. Sting with Ultimo, but I think we've probably done that. Ah, fuck. Let's just do fucking Stan Hansen versus Terry Gordy. Which I know we've done. Well, they've only had the singles match twice, so I think that's fine. Look at these guys, like 14 open. Let's do. I mean, Stan obviously has to win. Stan wins. Let's do. I guess it would be like. I'm just going to put it as like double interference, but in our hearts, it's going to be Steve Austin tries to interfere and then Jumbo fights him off. But we're just going to put this in as. Steve Austin runs in on Stan. And Jumbo runs in on Terry Gordy. And we don't have a storytelling match yet, but we can fix that. I think Sabu is really only being talked about. I think he could simply win a match. No, Sabu is a heel. Why am I looking at heels? I would be fine with him wrestling Rey Mysterio. Just like 10 minutes open. Actually, you know what? Why don't you guys cook? Seal the show open. Sabu's still going to win, but maybe we can get Rey a little something from just having a good match with Sabu. Maybe that'll work. Crazier things could happen. We haven't heard from Sting. Let's hear from Sting. And I guess Vader. I guess this is Sting and Vader replying to the Dangerous Alliance promo from earlier. Jerry Lynn and Mike Awesome are recognizable. That sounds like a Dangerous Alliance B-Team tag match. That's what that sounds like. Let's borrow somebody. Let's do something fun. He's a fun face. Sato Tanaka. We could throw him in there with Mike Awesome. That's fun. That's fun. Rob Van Dam's a heel? What are we doing down here? All right. What a match this is going to be, folks. 2v2. Jerry Lynn and Mike Awesome taking on Sean Waltman and Masato Tanaka. Give Jerry the win. Oh, we still need 10 more minutes. Jesus. All right. We don't have any more recognizable people. Ron, who we're keeping off the show. All right. So it looks like some of these matches are going to get some time. It is an 8-minute match. Also, we still don't have a storytelling match, so let's go back to that 8-man tag. Now let's give this 16 storytelling. It's been a long time since I've had to just fucking cram some shit onto a like stretch one of my shows instead of like usually we're cutting stuff and not stretching. I guess we could do a post-match angle after the main event where all 4 of those guys fight. That sounds fun. So that would be Stan fighting, Steve fighting, Terry Gordy fighting, Jumbo fighting. Okay. Let's open the show with that Dangerous Alliance promo. And let's put this, like, here. A little bit later. Dustin challenges Sabu, and then Sabu has a match. That works. 44, blah, blah, blah. Yep. No idea what this is gonna get. I don't think Stan and Terry's like that good of a main event. That's got like 84 written on it, so I'll say like an 87. If I keep under guessing, maybe we'll keep getting 90s. That's my hope. Okay, 91. This did well. I was a little afraid this might do like an 81, but they cooked. Wow, a 91 and both those stories lost heat. That's crazy. $66 for this. Tanaka got a 30. Okay, well he's gonna stay in dev a little longer. Chat, do you remember why we brought Sean Waltman up? Because I don't. He's been here for a couple weeks now. Were we cooking something with that? I don't know. 84, that's about what he's been doing. Uh, 85, wow. Sabu and Rey Mysterio cooked. It's been a while where we've just kind of been floundering around with Ray, but we might be getting somewhere. Jaden, what's up? Thanks, bro. You brought him up because he's recognizable. I mean, that's as good a reason as any. 98 for this talking segment with Inoki, Kobashi, and Masawa. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's fucking crazy. The people of Tacoma love hearing these guys talk. 78 for this big schmoz. I will take that. What's really important is the women's storyline gained heat. So, and we didn't lose heat for the other ones, so that's good. $92. Okay, we are cooking with promos. Really back on our bread and butter here. That is something I used to do a lot more than like 92 and 93 when I wasn't jamming stuff onto the cards. It's much like wrestler cuts promo, and then later the other wrestler cuts return promo, and you get 12 fucking minutes of your show just from those two things. Oh, this got a 90. Who was I to doubt Stan Hansen and Terry Gordy? In particular, Stan. I mean, Stan's goated. How long on Inoki's deal? He just got here. And then a 92 for these guys fighting, with Jumbo was underwhelming at somehow. 91. We once again broke a 90. Probably would have been higher if people weren't like, oh, CT Laredo shouldn't be in this all-star 8-man tag. Oh. But we'll take it. Alright. 800K. Nice. Pop recap. Still don't know what's going on. In fact, now that I think about it, when we ran Super Viernes, it didn't show us the pop recap. And I don't know why that would be. Unless I just like accidentally right-clicked it or something, but I feel like it auto-skipped right by it. Amy Lee changed her style. Cool. Chaparita Asari is dating someone outside the wrestling industry. Alright, good for her. Michael Hayes says Mike Awesome doesn't connect with the fans. This is, you know what this is? This is Mike Heat. He's like, there can only be one Michael, and it's me, brother. Could have been no pop changes. Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe we just didn't improve anything, so it didn't show us. But what I'm saying is, I don't understand why we're not going up at all. But whatever. We'll figure it out, unless we don't. Nitro, okay, 900K for Nitro. All right, I think I got one more Saturday night in me. That's about it. It doesn't look like we'll be making it through 2 weeks at a time. It looks like 4 to 5 shows is still the max. It's just running the 3 separate brands really takes it out of you. Because now we're keeping track of, like, you know, between the 3 brands, it's like 15, 16 fucking stories I'm keeping track of. 20 maybe? I don't know. It's a lot. Hey, we're breaking 100 fans of these Canada house tours. House shows. House tours? Who the fuck says house tours? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why we didn't at least go up in the place we ran. That was weird. We have 79 pop in Mexico, and we did an 83 and an 84, so we should have gone up for those 2 shows. Fire drama? Oh. Oh. Poor animal. No nights off. Let's go Mid-Atlantic this time. Let's see. Last time we went to the Greensboro Coliseum. Let's go to the Capitol Center. Character ideas. Research account. Need one for Kurt Hennig. Near certainty. All right. No restrictions. Now we're talking. Likely for Steve Austin. Cool. I will never use that. Ned Brady. No. Jeff Hardy. Hell yeah, brother. 17-year-old Jeff Hardy is here. Get in the crowd, kid. I assume he can sell? Eh. Let's let 17-year-old Jeff Hardy get squashed. Why not? Saturday night feels like a Rampage show? On what world? We have Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat and all these big stars on it. Battle Cat got annoyed by Bobby. We got training. Jun Akiyama did oh, I forgot about Jun Akiyama's the Gilberts. We could have been doing that stuff. Ah well. Ah well. C'est la vie. Richard Slinger and Razor Ramon got into a big fight. Doug Gilbert and Rick Rude are chat. Why is Rick Rude here? Rick Rude shouldn't be here. Razor Ramon and now President hanging out. This is a lot. Ric Flair's influencing Nick Patrick. He's gonna become the horse. He's gonna become the evil horseman ref. Larry Z has been giving booking ideas to Eddie Guerrero, or booking tips, I guess. Teach him how to book, brother. Alright. The only real thing we have of note to book on this show is the Horseman beatdown of Ricky Steamboat. They're going to bring Ricky out and be like, oh, Ricky, baby, we wined you, we dined you. How do you feel about being a horseman? And then he's going to be like, listen, I appreciate what you guys, I appreciate you guys offering me this olive branch. We haven't always seen eye to eye. But it's really not for me. I hated it. I really was just dying to get home to my family and, put my kids to bed or whatever. And then they're going to beat the shit out of him. And, John Paul's going to do a bad job. It's going to yell. I can already tell you it's going to yell at me for John Paul doing a bad job. I guess the Steiners should save him. That seems like what they would do. Saturday night is like the most WCW show. That's like the show. The other shows are the weird ones. The other shows are All Japan and CMLL. We're still. You know what? Did I start that storyline? I'm gonna be so mad if I didn't start that storyline. I did. I didn't put Sherry in it. That's why nothing happened the last couple weeks. That's my bad. I did an oopsie. All right. How can we do this? I want to do some kind of thing where Avalanche like catches her kind of hitting on him, but isn't maybe fully aware of what's going on yet, kind of deal. So let's do a tag match. Let's do Arn and Kurt taking on Avalanche, and I don't know. Oh, you know what? Him and Dave Finlay were kind of a tag team when they were feuding Funk. So we'll do 10 minutes. We'll give this the storytelling. I would like Avalanche to lose this match when he gets... I guess Sherry would, like, inadvertently distract him. That's not really a thing in the game, so we'll just say distraction. But he's gonna, like, notice that she's, like, checking Kurt out, and then he's gonna be like, hey, what are you doing? And that's gonna lead to him getting... I guess he could get rolled up. We could do a flash pin on him. Okay, alright, okay. Well, Dr. Death can do it. And then afterwards, I want him and Sherry to bicker a little bit. Okay. We are once again wondering what our main event is going to be. It's been a little bit since Eddie and Vampiro were involved in the main event. Eddie teaming with his good friend, Dr. Death, to take on Vampiro and his good friend, Cactus Jack? Question marks. I would assume Dr. Death might need a win here, because, yeah, he's neutral. Although, what about Eddie and Vampiro? Eddie is good. Vamp is neutral. Interesting. I think we just go good old New Japan booking here and have Dr. Death pin Cactus. And then, oh, you pinned the champion. Oh, what a win for Dr. Death. But then also, after the match... Let's see, what other dumbass spooky thing can we do with Cactus, or excuse me, not Cactus, with Eddie and Vampiro and Mortis? We've already done, like, Lights Out. We've already done, like, oh, Eddie sees himself in a casket. We can goop him. We can drop something from the ceiling on him, like blood or some kind of liquid. We can... It's been really too long since we've dropped a liquid from the ceiling on somebody. We might be due for that. We could... Let me think. What other tropes are there? We want to get kicked off Turner, we can, like, crucify him. I don't think Vampiro's that kind of spooky character, though. I don't think... I think he's more, vampires and ghouls and shit. Let's do 3 minutes. Surprise! Because Eddie's getting some gunk dropped on him. I'm going to give him dramatic acting. That might not be a good idea. And then Vampiro. Working the crowd. Mortis is there. After the match, blood drops from the ceiling on Eddie because spooky. Yeah, hopefully we hit Eddie with the blood. Hopefully we don't, like, douse the first row in blood. Alright, we are fully telling stories here. So Dan's probably mad. So I'm going to give Ken a win, and then I'm going to have Dan come out and attack him. My God, are we going to get back-to-back Al Perez bookings? Well, he has beat Al Perez, but it was also in 1994, so I think it's fine. I think he can beat Al Perez again. We haven't even booked an hour of the show yet? Christ. Alright, I don't know what we're doing with Terry fucking Richards. Like, alright, alright, we're gonna figure something out. 6-man tag. Terry Funk. And Jun Akiyama, I guess? Because they're faces. Terry and June. I forgot Jeff Hardy's here to get squashed. He's not going to be in this match. It doesn't make any sense. June. And they're, I guess, Razor Ramon. Sure. That's a third guy. As they take on Richard Slinger and the Gilberts. Telling stories, bro. It's so funny to try and continue this Funk Slinger thing, even though they have no fucking chemistry or whatever. I mean, Slinger needs to get the win, so let's give it to him. Slinger beats Funk. Tainted. Terry Funk is furious. Okay. By disqualification. Still furious. Okay. See, I feel like this is bullshit about Terry. Terry was notorious for, like, putting anyone and everyone over. That was, like, his whole thing. I think he would be happy to put young Richard Slinger over. I don't think he would care that there's, like, a 30-point gap in their popularity. I feel like I'm getting fucked here. Alright, well, he can pin Akiyama, I guess. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. He can pin Razor Ramon. Yeah, I don't care. Let's make that match open, too. Yeah, he's still unhappy. Steve Austin. There's really nothing for Steve to do on the show, unless he just simply cuts a promo that's like, you know, next Sunday, Wrestle War, stay in here. Yeah, sure, fuck it. Oh, you know what? Someone's got to squash Jeff Hardy. Let's not forget that. What heel can squash Jeff Hardy? Oh, JPL's not recognizable. What happened to his momentum? What happened to his momentum? He had momentum. Why does he have cooled momentum? This is bullshit. You know what? We can fix this. We have the technology. Success. Now he's warm. These are all likelies, but we got 4 of them. Failure. Fuck. Fuck. Alright, hold on. We got 3 more. Fuck. Alright, hold on. We got 2 more. Oh my god. No. We got one more. Okay, alright. Yeah, he's still chilly. Fuck, man. Oh, that went so bad. Okay, alright. Well. I really, truly didn't think all of them would go bad. I didn't think that was, like, possible. I didn't do the math on the stats, and that went poorly. Listen, we'll just get more of them. It's fine. We've been cranking those out like crazy. Hey Jeff, you're a heel now? You're gonna lose to Battle Cat. Have fun. And then Steve Austin promo, hyping the Stan Hansen match. Yellow is just for Razor Ramon being mad, right? Yeah, it's just for that. Okay. Hey, what if... He's in the Horseman thing, right? Oh, no, he's not. It's just Flair and Steamboat. I was going to say, what if we, like, gave John Paul a minor victory or whatever, but he's not even in the storyline. Alright. We're going to add this to the notes. Fix JPL momentum. Alright, let's put this in some kind of order. I mean, we got to open with the Horseman beatdown. And then this is probably a good opening match. This probably goes like all the way up here. Actually, maybe it goes where it was. Yeah, I think that's good. defeating Steamboat at Starrcade. I don't know about that. We've done all 90s on Nitros and Saturdays, so I don't know about this main event, although I keep saying that and they keep being good. I don't know. 88. '89? Okay, good. John Paul looked lost out there. That's not going to stop us from sending him out there every time. But yeah, this was good. This was just this classic booking. '73, that's fine. Terry Funk really carried this. Terry Funk and the lower mid card out here having a match. 70. Thanks for showing up, 17-year-old Jeff Hardy. '98 Steve Austin promo. What? I'm gonna beat Stan Hansen. What? Not enough selling. Okay, maybe Alfrez is not a good jobber. Then big fight with Dan and Ken. 77 for this. I'll take that. There's a lot of moving parts here. A lot of stories being told. A lot of bickering between lovers. Oh, that's not good. Eddie and Dr. Death have absolutely zero chemistry. Yeah, that checks out. You know, sometimes I get that note and I'm like, how dare you, Gabe? But no, in this case, yeah, I could see that. '72, this is going to be a bad show. You know what, 85, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. Honestly, better than it probably should have been. Thank you. Wide selection of angles. You are OP. 8600K. Maritimes. Maritimes. Y'all remember Perry Saturn? Remember the original American Nightmares? I like what Doug Gilbert is doing in the ring. He is only going to get better with time, says Cactus Jack. Steve Austin wants time to heal. Ooh. Okay. I mean, I guess we are sending him to all the shows, but he's not. He's usually just talking. Low levels. I don't know. He seems fine. All right, we'll try to book him in one less match or two, but I mean, he's the world champion. He's gonna be a busy guy. All right, that is gonna do it. We will be back next week. We should make it the Wrestle War. Let me think. We'll have Super Viernes, Nitro, Saturday. The third show really fucks it. I don't know if we'll actually make it. We might end right before the pay-per-view next stream. Maybe we'll make it, but that'll be a long one if if we make it. And then, of course, Thursday, AEW, Nick... It's going to be a big Nick stream. It's going to be Collision. It'll be Double or Nothing, which is a Nick pay-per-view. And then I'll do a Dynamite, and that'll probably be the whole stream. So tune in for that. All you Colliders, get ready. We got the finals of the P1 going on. We'll have what's he headlining that show with? What's the world title match? Ilya. Oh, I should know this. Who's Ilya wrestling? I don't remember. Anyway, tune in for that on Thursday. What a sell that was for that stream. Tune in for that, and we'll be back with more WCW next week. If you watch on YouTube, like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. You know, YouTube stuff. And that's it. Bye, everybody.